Can you dig it, sucker?
Live from Houston, Texas, and around the world. Join the 6-time World Heavyweight Champion, 2-time WWE Hall of Famer, and WWE NXT announcer, Booker T. Booker T. Alongside his right-hand man, the Boat, Brad Gilmore, as they discuss everything from inside the ring to the backstage and beyond. It's time to get your champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
Hey guys, Brad Gilmore here with the Hall of Fame. This weekend, WWE runs it back with Saturday night's main event and Evolution, and my bookie has the odds on every match. Gunther, he is a heavy favorite over Goldberg right now, but stranger things have happened in the ring. As the Macho Man always said, always expect the unexpected. We got Seth Rollins taking on LA Knight, and the crowd is behind Knight, but he's still a plus 350 underdog, with Seth being positioned as the main guy for the WWE. The former TNA knockout Jordan Grace is looking to shock JC Jane for the NXT Championship, and if you've been watching, you already know where the value is hiding. And in my bookie, you're not just betting winners, you're betting entrances, turns, shock wins, and getting paid when you read the story right. Sign up with the code BOOKERT, and we'll back you on your first deposit. $100 get you $50 extra. $200 get you a Benjamin, baby. What you do with it? That's up to you. 2 shows, 1 weekend. Bet smart, cash in, only at MyBookie.
Fight intro. Bill, what's going on, bro?
Yo, man, before I get into it, I would be remiss in not throwing a shout-out to your local boy, Rodney Hampton. Before I forget, dude, he's out there in Houston, and he better have a place for me to stay next year for the Super Bowl. So, So what's up, Buck?
Man, I just got invited to a big Super Bowl party, man. Yeah, too. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to it. A lady by the name of Mrs. Herring, she's a philanthropist here in the city, and she invited me to a big party, Super Bowl party. So I'm looking forward to it, man. I know if I'm going to the party, I'm going to the game. So it's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to it. How you been, man?
Man, I'm doing great, dude. Life couldn't be better, man. Sitting here on the porch, looking at the property, listening to the birds singing, and it's sunny here in Southern California, man. It's
Always.
awesome.
It never rains in Southern California, man. That's a song, man. Everybody know about that right there. Hey, man, let me tell you something. You're a big fight guy. And we're right now talking about UFC 197 coming up pretty soon. Live from Las Vegas on pay-per-view. Anthony Showtime Pettis is going to be on a big fight against Edson Barbosa. We right now, I'm giving my picks, and normally on the show here, I'm pretty close to being right almost all the time.
You're betting like 750.
Well, I'm about 75%.
Yeah.
Right now on the show for a whole year, so that's pretty good. You're winning money if you're betting my way. If you understand what I'm saying. So right now, who you see winning that fight right there? Showtime, Barbosa.
I'll go with Barbosa, man.
Oh, man, you got to go with Barbosa.
Man, hey, listen, dude. UFC's got so many different fights going on. I'm not up on every single one of them, to be perfectly honest.
Well, I tell you what. How about DC Cormier versus John Jones? You got to be familiar with that. They're going to be having the.
You want my heart or my head?
No, I got to go with your head, man. Your heart. I got buddies. It's like this here. You play professional sports and you do it very well. My next door neighbor, he's a nice guy. You understand what I'm saying? He can't do what you do. You know what I mean? So you can't go with your friend. I want you to go with your head.
He ain't my friend. I'm just going with my morals.
If you was betting money, who would you go with?
Man, I don't know, man. I'm going Cormier. I have to, dude, because it's just, he stands for much more of a positive influence than what Jones stands for. At the end of the day, Jones has got a lot of talent, but talent grows on trees, man, and you know how I feel about things. And everybody deserves second chances, but this is a whole different conversation, man. I want Cormier to I want Cormier to stuff him like a lawn dart. I mean, he deserves it. You know, if it's not the knee, the little kick to the knee, or the accidental finger poking, or running away from an accident with a pregnant chick. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, dude. Throw everything out the window. I want Cormier to stuff him. That's all.
You know, that's what I like about Bill Goldberg. He is very outspoken, just about on every issue, even something like
I ain't
that.
outspoken. I'm just honest, man.
No. That's true. I mean, my thing is, my mother always told me, you know, Junior, when you're 100% right about something, you speak up 100% of the time. If you're 99%, you keep your mouth shut. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what I like about you.
I should have kept my mouth shut a lot of times. According to your mom. But hey, at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. I'm not 22 years old, impressionable anymore. I like to think that we've formed a good base for us being good human beings at this point. We can make good decisions based upon information and information only, not based upon friends, because I've never met Cormier.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Well, my thing is, I'm pulling for Cormier myself. We were just talking about this fight, and I'm thinking, time off is a athlete's worst enemy. I don't think you could be off that long and then come back at your peak, at your best. And
you're right.
I mean, no, right or wrong. I mean, you're an athlete. You play football.
Well, you're right. You're right. But at the end of the day, in MMA, the biggest thing, man, you promote this stuff, whatever. I mean, I've been around this stuff a long time, man. And the only reason why my character had any influence from MMA is because I was forward thinking in that back in the early 90s, at the onset of the first UFCs, that it was going to be the coolest thing going. Because it was like a virtual video game. That's all that it was, and it was bad to the bone. What it's become, I don't think is as marketable as it was back in the day, but it's just done differently because everybody's homogenized. A lot of people are just copies of other people. That's why McGregor's such a commodity, is because he's got a huge mouth. And he's got a tattoo, as big as the Liberty Bell on his chest. And he's got a flamboyant style, and he represents a country that hasn't been represented by a top-level fighter in a while in MMA. And, this for this reason and that reason. But, at the end of the day, man, it's I don't know. It's a different game. It's a totally different game.
I mean, it is a different game. I mean, back in the day, the Tito Ortizes, the Chuck Liddells, those guys, it'll never be Hall of Famers like those guys, I don't think. Now it's so controlled, just like right now. I don't think I would, I could see a Tito Ortiz without the flame trunks, the hat, carrying the flag.
I used to know Tito when he walked through the halls handing out his brochures, and he'd go in there and fight on the card. I mean, he was the Dallas Page of MMA back in the day. And he was a friend of mine back then. I mean, it's a little, hey, at the end of the day, the guys who paved the way, it's unfortunate. The Gary Goodriches, the Don Frys, the Shamrocks, the Dan Severns, all these guys who now, find it hard to remember, their first fight, let alone their last fight. They never get the due that they deserve.
That's one of the things I talk about here on Heated Conversation. This Heated Conversation, Sports Radio 610, got Bill Goldberg on the line with me right now. I talk about the safe and the health and the well-being of the UFC fighter. They talk about how UFC, not just UFC, but MMA in general is pretty much safer than boxing. And me personally, I'm a pugilist. I always love fighting. I don't think just getting hit with an elbow or a shin, a foot to the face, getting put to sleep or choked out is safer than a boxing match with 8 ounce. 10-ounce gloves on. I just don't think that will be true. And I think after
it is. I'm sorry. I love you.
Okay. Let's debate on this. Let's
ask my wife. I used to work for Showtime for I did Elite XC. And it was MMA, but our producer was David Dinkins, famed producer from Showtime. Father was the first black mayor of New York. A wonderful guy been around for, many award-winning producer. He invited Wanda and I to a match down in Anaheim. We went to it, and tip matches. And I got to tell you, man, it's tough to watch comparatively, because MMA is a quick strike sport, and the gloves are much smaller, and the strike, you do not get the compounding punches. Dude, these guys, it was unbelievable the amount of jabs and power punches these guys were able to take and consistently stand right in front of you. The accumulation of punches in boxing, if it's not stopped, because in MMA, the proper referee should stop it when a guy is unable to defend himself and he is taking power punches repeatedly. Some stoppages have not been of that effect or of the definition as of late, but the proper call, it should be that. If you compare the two, man, I'm telling you,
the way I look at it, you know what I mean, just like a Larry Holmes in professional boxing. He was the heavyweight champion for 7 years, 7 years straight. And it wasn't because he was the best fighter. It was because he was protected. He had a promoter. I think in UFC and MMA, these guys, the champion has to fight the number one contender every time they go out, every time. And I just do not see a champion staying champion for very long in that sport when they have no representation.
Ask Holly Holm.
Exactly my point.
But in MMA, fights styles make fights.
Yeah, but that's my point. That's my point. Ronda Rousey, she had to fight the number one girl every time she had to go out there. Holly Holmes, becoming champion, had to fight the number one in Miesha Tate. Now, if I had somebody representing me, I say, hey, I want the number 10 guy. I don't want the number one guy. I'm trying to make some money here. I'm trying to extend my career. I'm trying to, have some senses, still when I'm, 50 years old. This heated conversation. Hold on for a second. I'm going to take a quick break. I know you're hot right now. That's what I like. I need this. No.
We got a lot to talk about.
I got Bill Goldberg on the line with me right now, talking the pros and cons, the facts as far as MMA and boxing go. I'm a pugilist myself. I, been following the sport for many, many years. And, people talk about Muhammad Ali and, and his disease. And people say, he got it from too many punches to the head. And I posed the question, what about all the people in the world that has the same disease that Muhammad Ali has that's never been in a fight before? Yeah. What about that? I think Muhammad Ali is suffering with something that was bound and destined to happen no matter what if he had ever been in a fight before. That's just me. We're talking about UFC as far as how dangerous is it? Is it as dangerous as professional boxing? But we're going to be doing some statistics coming up pretty soon. The sport has been around now for over 25 years. And we're going to see exactly the long-term effect of what's happened with these guys compared to Bill Goldberg. Give me your take on this thing, man.
Look at logic, man. In boxing, you get hit in the body and the head. That's how to end a fight. Yeah. In MMA, you can end it in a myriad of ways. So if you look at the accumulation of punches to the head, the boxing is far greater than MMA, and a fight can only be stopped certain ways in boxing. Yeah. Correct.
Yeah, I mean that is correct. But I just do fear. Just say, for instance, taking a shin to the nose, direct, bang. That could actually kill a person.
The thing is, done instant.
I don't think we've actually, got all of the statistics as far as how many deaths there has been, inside of the octagon, especially like from an amateur perspective. I've gone.
It hadn't been around. It hadn't been around nearly long enough.
No.
But that's a logic question too. I mean, there's no question that hey, dude, I co-own a Muay Thai gym. I've done it for 15 years, and I've also kickboxed for 15 years, off and on. For the last year and a half, I've done it 3 to 5 days a week. I was considering actually doing an exhibition match for Glory Kickboxing because I love it so much and I enjoy it. And I understand what these guys go through, and I understand the accumulation of punches. But even in kickboxing, when there is no submissions and you do not go to the ground, it's completely different than boxing because the targets are so different. There are so many more targets than in boxing.
Did you see?
And so are the weapons.
Did you see the Rory McDonald Robbie Lawler fight? Did you see that fight?
Absolutely.
Did you see?
Yeah, Robbie's a buddy of mine.
Wait a minute. Did you see Rory McDonald and Robbie Lawler 2?
Yeah, I've seen them all.
Now, that one fight right there perhaps ended the career perhaps of Robbie Lawler. Of Rory McDonald. I don't think he'll ever be the same fighter. I don't think he will ever walk again and talk the same way. And he's a young kid. He's still in his mid to early 20s. He's
also a kid. He's also a kid that was one of the first ones that were in the stable of George St. Pierre, who were the Todd Marinoviches of football, who were born and bred to be MMA fighters. So that kid right there has been doing it his entire life. So not one or two fights can dictate that kid's outcome. It's an accumulation of work.
I got to beg to differ with you because I've watched plenty of his fights. Rory McDonald, and he normally goes out and dominates. He normally goes out and controls his opponent. He normally beats them in pretty grand fashion. But this thing here with the MMA game is about levels. Once you get to a certain level, you're gonna peak, and it's gonna always be a guy that's a little bit higher level than you that's gonna go out there and do something. Look at some of the guys. Even some of the young guys right now in MMA, that's walking away from the sport, like a George St. Pierre, from the beating, that he took, over a period of time. And that's a guy who fought once a year.
But it's logic, Booker. Look at it, man. Look at what they do for a living. They sue. I mean, this content could be spoken about for hours upon hours. And look, Meltzer can obviously lend a hand. And by the way, I thought this stuff was cool before everybody else did. So let's just put that on the in the Wikipedia here. So these guys trained at my gym in Atlanta before I was going to the power plant. If you remember that,
I remember that. Yes. Yeah.
So I think I have a little different insight to it, but the reality is also that MMA supersedes the four major sports. So when kids come out of high school and they get a T-shirt that says Affliction on it, I'm not just saying that, they get a shirt that has an MMA emblem on it, and they go take a jiu-jitsu class, or they take an MMA, a mixed martial arts class, and they walk the street and they think that they're going to become the next Robbie Lawler, and then they don't go to college and they go to school to try to be an MMA guy. And then 2 years later, after they haven't won a fight, then what do they do? That's a big problem.
That's the thing, and these young kids, they are coming out of school because they do. It's almost like, it's fast money. They see they can go out there and fight. A lot of these kids from, trouble, childhoods and probably begin.
Well, look at the Diaz brothers.
Yeah,
look
exactly.
at the Diaz brothers. They did it because they had to. They did it because they were rough. They grew up in a rough neighborhood. And those guys, by the way, are two of the nicest kids you're ever going to meet. They unfortunately they're socially inept sometimes, and they react in a different way. But those two guys are some of the most respectful kids you're ever going to meet, dude. What they do is they have fought because they had to fight.
I gotta say, sometimes you got to figure a way over it, round it, under it, and sometimes you got to go straight through it. And I think that's what the Diaz brothers is all about. Two brothers going out there and just fighting their way through this life. Speaking of that, man, what you got going on right now in your life, Goldberg?
Oh, man, what don't I have going on? Are you kidding me? I'm using this radio interview for a chance to relax. Are you kidding me, man? I got 2 12-hour days in the movie coming up. I got 1 day of rest after that. Then I go to somewhere in the big state of Texas for the weekend. Yeah. And I got a big event Saturday night going on, and people can figure that one out.
Wait a minute, Wait a minute, did you say big state?
It don't have nothing to do with what people think.
Okay. I was just saying. I was just finna, I was just trying to squash it.
You know me.
All right.
You know me better than that, man. You know me better than that. I'm not breaking any news on your thing, but it's a cool event. It's going to be at Billy Bob's, man, Saturday night, man. It's going to be an awesome deal. Me and Josh Burnett and a bunch of other guys. And then, I got a big movie coming out a couple days after, September 11th. Unfortunately, the timing is, it's appropriate for the movie. And then we got a big series, big franchise starting up. It's an extension from that movie. It's kind of the Checkpoint 2 coming out, and the TJ Bauer story, man. So they're going to try to make me some movie star guy, but as long as I get to kill a bunch of people and use my Muay Thai and get paid a lot of money, man, and have some fun, and it's all good, man. And at the end of the day, it's me paying back to the servicemen. Checkpoint's about homegrown terrorism, and people need to open their eyes about what's going on. And I got a lot of my current and former military guys as advisors and as actors in the movie, and we want to do it right. We want to pay homage to them, and that's my way of doing it, man. And here's a little sports trivia for you, man. I did a deal with Rick Barry the other day, the famous basketball player, man, and his dream is to be in a movie. I do a cameo in a movie, so we got him in the Checkpoint 2, man, coming up in September. So he's going to be the sleazy strip club owner, man. It's going to be hilarious.
Hey,
so, the most important thing, man, well, like you and I were talking the other day, that I have been remiss in talking about is my wonderful family. My beautiful wife and my 9-year-old boy who's just smashed them over the fence game after game and playing baseball. And that's the coolest thing in the world to me. And all this work is secondary, but it puts shoes on the kids' fetuses,
Hey, man, I know the same deal, man. I got little twins at home.
Hey guys, Brad Gilmore from the Hall of Fame. I'm here to tell you that the NBA's 82 game grind is done, and now the real fun begins. The NBA playoffs are here, baby, and it's time for all the high stakes drama, the clutch moments, and the jaw-dropping plays. I love the NBA playoffs. And if you're looking to make the playoffs even more exciting, DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered as an official sports betting partner of the NBA. You can try placing a bet on your favorite player's performance. Will they drop 30 points, 40 points, or more? It's your call. And here's something special for our first-timers, new DraftKings customers. Bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Again, new DraftKings customers, bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Make it a playoff run to remember with DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code BOOKER. That's code BOOKER for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER in New York. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for gambling problems. Call 888-78-97-777. Or you can visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 plus, age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. New customers only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Hey, this is Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Fame. I got something for you guys, man. Look, when I was a kid, man, cereal was my jam. But now, since I'm a grown man, I'm looking for something that gives me more than just a sugar rush and carbs, man. That's when I found Magic Spoon. Look, it's a cereal that gives you the taste of your childhood favorites, but without sugar and packed with tons of protein.
And if you're already a fan of Magic Spoon, then you need to listen up to this because I've got some big news. Magic Spoon has taken that amazing cereal that we all love and turned it into high-protein treats. These new treats are light, they're crispy, and they become my go-to snack, especially before or even after the gym.
Yeah, man, every serving of Magic Spoon cereal has 13 grams of protein, 0 grams of sugar, and only 4 grams of net carb. That fruity and cocoa flavor are the classic ones, but there's a whole lot more to try, man.
And those new treats, they've got 12 grams of protein and come in flavors like marshmallow and chocolatey peanut butter. Perfect when you're on the go or you need a quick snack to fuel up before that workout.
Yeah, man, I keep a box in my gym bag, but it's a great late night snack. As well, those treats have that crispy texture, great taste, and the macros that make you feel good about eating them.
So Magic Spoon's bringing back those nostalgic flavors, but without all the stuff that we don't want. So if you want to try it for yourself and get $5 off your next order, go to magicspoon.com/HOF. That's magicspoon.com/HOF. Or you can even find it on Amazon or in your nearest grocery store.
That's magicspoon.com/HOF for $5 off. Magic Spoon, hold on to the dream. And it's Booker T, 6-time world champion. They say first impressions are important, but let me tell you something. Lasting impressions are even more important, and that's where Blue Chew comes in. Blue Chew gives men stronger and longer lasting erections so you can perform at your best level.
And book, Blue Chew's unique online service delivers that same active ingredient as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but it's in a chewable form at a fraction of the cost. The process is simple. You sign up at BlueChew.com, you consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're improved, you'll receive your prescription delivered right to your door within days.
Hey, Bradley, the best part is, man, it's all done online. On the internet, no doctor's visit, no waiting at the pharmacy, no awkward conversations. You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can be ready whenever the moment is right.
And you might be thinking, I don't need it. Well, why not give it a try? Blue Chew is offering a free month. You just pay $5 for shipping. You're going to love it. And trust me, your partner, they're going to love it too. Confidence is key, and with Blue Chew, it can help boost that confidence where it counts. With Blue Chew, men everywhere are excited to see the postman because they know when your package arrives, your package arrives. Discover your options at BlueChew.com and be ready to perform at your best.
And we've got a special deal for our listeners today, man. Try Blue Chew free when you use promo code Booker at your checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping. That's BlueChew.com. Use promo code Booker to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. Look, we want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast.
Chew it and do it.
Chew it and do it. Can you dig it? Houston, get ready to rumble with the Hall of Fame on ESPN Radio.
That's right, Booker. We're bringing the heat Tuesday through Friday right here on the Houston airwaves on 97.5 and 92.5.
We've got the exclusive scoop on wrestling, boxing, and everything in between.
Join us for the smackdown of sports talk and don't miss a moment of the action.
The Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that? Sucker!
Hey guys, Brad Gilmore here from the Hall of Fame, letting you know that life, it doesn't happen bi-weekly. So why should your payday? The money you earn could be in your hands today with Earn In. So this is what I want to tell you about. I want to tell you about this great sponsor, man, and I've heard from the people of the Hall of Fame. They've really helped out because Earn In is an app that gives you access to your pay as you work, up to $150 per day with a max of $750 between paydays. All you do is you download the Earn In app and you verify your paycheck. Real simple process. Then you can access up to $150 a day as you work and leave an optional tip. Any money you access plus tips are automatically repaid from your next paycheck. It's really, really easy. So like if you have an unexpected trip to the vet, you have upcoming rent that you might be a little short on, a special night out, last minute gift for a loved one, if you need some new school shoes, maybe kids getting ready for the summer. You got to get something for your kids so that they look fresh in the summertime, especially here at Houston. You just go Earn In. You just go to the Earn In. So you download that app. Make Earn In a part of your financial routine and join Earn In's over 4 million customers who say things like, when I think about Earn In, I think about financial stability. I think about security. It gives me a lot of peace of mind. So what you got to do, you got to download Earn In today. That's EARNIN in the Google Play or the Apple App Store. When you download the Earn In app, you type in Hall of Fame podcast under podcast. So when you sign up, it'll really help the show. So you put the Hall of Fame podcast under podcast, all right? Earn In is a financial technology company, is not a bank. Cash outs are based on your available earnings. Standard cash outs take 1 to 2 business days with no mandatory fees. Option to expedite your transfer for a fee. Tips are voluntary and don't affect the service. See the cash-out user agreement for details. Services not available in all states. But go download Earn In today, Hall of Fame podcast. Type that in under podcast, and tell them Booker T and the Boat Brad Gilmore sent you. Really appreciate you.
Bill Goldberg on the show to give us some insight. Bill, what's going on, man?
You know something I don't know, man, because it's the 20th.
Oh, the 20th.
No, right. November 17th Survivor Series. Is that not right?
I don't know. Let me look.
Well,
I think it's the 20th.
I need those extra 3 days, dude.
Yeah, it's the 20th.
It's November 20th. Okay, that's my bad. That's my bad. I mean, I know you gotta work out. You gotta stay in shape. You know what I mean? I totally understand. I'm excited more than anything. We got Bill Goldberg on the show. Bill, the thing is, man, you know, the word is time off is a wrestler's worst enemy. 12 years removed from inside of the ring. I mean, come on. How do you feel, man? What are your thoughts going into this thing? I mean, you take it.
Years is any athlete's enemy, man. Whether it's wrestling or any other endeavor, dude. I mean, I don't care what it is. If you're gone 12 years from anything, stepping back into that scene is a mental struggle. But not only that, but a physical struggle. But you know, I got bigger reasons to do it than selfish reasons of, you know, worrying about what I look like in the ring 12 years after, you know, stepping out of it. So I was able to give my wife and my son a little taste of what I used to do, man. And for me, that's a pretty special thing.
You know, you just said a couple of words, physical, mentally, but you didn't say emotionally. You know, I looked at you in your eyes on Monday night. You got choked up a little bit. There was some emotions going on there when the crowd actually, you know, started chanting Goldberg, you know, remembering, you know, the Goldberg legacy. You know, how was the emotions, you know, running through you on Monday night?
Well, like I said, man, it's been 12 years.
Yeah, wait, you ain't getting choked up on me right now.
No, man, I got food running out of my nose. I'm missing so much, dude. Are you kidding me? There was a myriad of emotions, man. It was sweet, like I said, for my son and my wife to experience what I experienced, to be standing in the ring and looked at them down there and see them having so much fun. It wasn't in my plan to call them out by any stretch of the imagination. I would never do that, but I did it, you know, and I don't know, but. You know, it was tough, dude. It was tough going back, emotionally and physically. You know, I haven't had that test yet, but I will very, very soon. And, you know, man, you've been there, you've done that, but you know, it's a myriad of emotions, dude.
I tell you, man, I was looking at your son. Your son's 10 years old.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing right there. I remember when I first won the television championship, my son was 10 years old, and I remember going up to the, you know, top rope, and I said, you know, Daddy's coming home, you know, he's got the championship. You know, your son, you know, haven't gotten a chance to see you inside of the ring yet, man. You know, what did he take away from Monday night seeing his dad for the first time inside of a WWE ring?
Other than signed Sin Cara mask, which he, you know, won't part with for the world. You know, I just think it was cool for him, man. I mean, at the end of the day, I want to give him a memory that, you know, that one day he could look back and, you know, his dad was unselfish and he did something for him and for his mom. And, you know, granted, there is a little bit of me that always, you know, wanted to come back and do my thing, but that really pales in comparison to the reason why I chose to do it. I mean, I'm taking a huge risk, bro. You know that, in many, many ways. I mean, am I going to – well, first of all, I got to hold up to the standard of my last match, which shouldn't be too difficult. But, you know, there's a lot to take into consideration, dude. Am I going to be able to do it physically? Am I going to be big enough? Am I going to be strong enough? Am I going to break something? Am I going to pull something? Am I going to tear something? Am I going to be able to do the things I used to do? The list is a million things long. You know, but hey, dude, I don't have a problem with obstacles. George Foreman did it when he was of elder age.
45 years
Randy
old.
Randy Couture did it when he was 42.
Yeah.
And those are competitive endeavors that are a little bit more serious than what we're doing now. I chose to do it and come out of retirement and wrestle with the biggest, baddest dude on the block. But it just so happens to be he was that guy in that time in that place, and I owe him a rematch. And it was we need a redo, and it is what it is. He's the front cover on the back cover. It's the 2K curse, not the curse, but it's the blessing.
I've been in the WWE for many years now. And I've been around Vince McMahon for many years as well. He's kind of like a mentor. Father figure in certain senses from a business perspective. It's been meetings, where you go in and talk to Vince and you got one thing on your mind, and when you leave, you didn't get anything off your mind. You went in there to talk to him about, but you felt good about yourself.
That means you've been bamboozled.
Yeah. Jedi mind trick.
Exactly.
Man, I've had some issues with them. Everybody has, but I can tell you, once I went through Gorilla after I delivered a promo that I didn't think I had the ability to do, with the help of a lot of people, I gave him an embrace that I never thought that I'd be giving him.
Wow.
And it was one of appreciation that he gave me the opportunity to be that guy again.
That's the Jedi mind trick I'm talking about. You know what I mean? It was the video game, right? We was talking about Bill Goldberg versus, Brock Lesnar in the video game. It's going to be awesome. And then all of a sudden a phone call is made. Let's make this happen. You know what I mean? We got to make this happen. And next thing you know, Bill Goldberg is back inside of a WWE ring. We never expected to see something like this ever, outside of the video game, and now it's finally happened. This is going to be a historic match, and the thing is, you say you're eating certain foods, but how are you really preparing for the thing? Talk to me about that. Talk to me about the preparation.
Check my Instagram, Goldberg 95. I've been training with the biggest, baddest dudes on the planet. I did hack squats this morning with the entire hack squat loaded with 45s and my 400-pound world's strongest man, United States enters sitting on top of it. So I'm not messing around, dude. I mean, it's not like I just picked up the idea of, hey, I'm going to be 49 and I'm going to get off my couch from eating bonbons the last 12 years and go try to wrestle this big monstrous guy. I'll be perfectly honest with you. If people don't think that I know how to prepare for athletic competition at its highest level, then they've got something seriously wrong with them, because I take this crap very seriously. And it's the world of professional wrestling, but I take everything with a grain of salt, and I try to be the best that I can be at every single thing that I do every time I'm seen doing it. And I'm cast into the forefront of millions of people in my underwear at an accelerated age when last time they saw me, I was 290 and I was blowing fire out of my ears. And I was able to press a 290-pound Brock Lesnar over my head. Well, my goal is to do the same damn thing when I walk in there. I won't be 280 like I used to be, but what I bring into the cage or what I bring into the ring will be a completely different package than before, but it'll still be the same guy. So I'm doing a lot of Muay Thai kickboxing. I'm doing a lot of cross training. I'm doing a lot of footwork, a lot of boxing work, a lot of I haven't been in the ring yet. That's the one thing that after those 12 years that is probably the most important to reacquaint yourself with. But I'm going in for one match. I'm not going to get in the ring for 20 days straight to try to reacclimate myself with hitting the ropes, because hopefully the only thing that's going to be hitting anything is my fist hitting Brock's face and him hitting the mat. So, the reality is I'm going to be taking some suplexes in this thing.
Oh yeah.
And it is what it is. I mean, it ain't like I didn't play in the NFL, dude. I may be old, but I know what I'm getting myself into. So it's not like I'm not training 3 times a day, 3 days a week, and twice a day the other days. I don't have a day off. I'm eating 15 to 20,000 calories a day, and I'm trying to gain weight. At this age, it's hard to gain weight, but the weight that I bring into that ring, I guarantee you will be pound for pound as valuable as what he's bringing in. So it's just, I'm Goldberg, dude. I have a standard to uphold myself to. I'm greatly appreciative that anybody would think that I was good at anything, but if I make myself happy at something, then I know people are going to be happy with it. So I'm just trying to push my butt as hard as I know how to do. And hopefully at the end of the day, people are happy with it. But, truthfully, the only people that care in my mind right now are my wife and my son, and I'm able to share something with them that is a gift. And if I can be that superhero for kids again in that spotlight for a short period of time, that's something I value equally as importantly as giving my family experiences. So, like I said, man, in the ring, there ain't enough superheroes out there, dude. There's too many pieces of crap out there that people unfortunately have to look up to. And they make missteps, and there needs to be the superhero guy again. The Cenas, the Rocks, the Goldbergs, that were around back in the day. It just doesn't seem like that they're at the forefront anymore.
The Booker T's, you know what I mean?
The Booker T's, yes.
Yeah, the Booker T's. Sometimes you were a bad guy,
Yeah.
I can't say you were the eternal good guy.
Every now and then,
But you know what I mean, man. It's a different day, man. It's kind of sad.
That it is. I mean, we do need more heroes. I want to take a quick, sharp break, and I got to put you on the heat seat for 1 second. I got to put you on the heat seat. Gonna take a quick break. Back in a second.
That's where I live.
Back in a second with Bill Goldberg.
You're listening to Heated Conversations.
Tell me you did not just say that.
With Wrestling Hall of Famer Booker T.
Welcome to Play It, a new podcast network featuring radio and TV personalities talking business, sports, tech, entertainment, and more. Play it at play.it.
Talking MMA, wrestling, and boxing to music and sports superstars.
You bigot, sucker.
This is Heated Conversations with Booker T.
Welcome back to Heated Conversations on Sports Radio 610. Got Bill Goldberg on the line right now, and we are getting ready for the heat seat. Got to get hot up in this mug because this is Heated Conversation. Me and Bill Goldberg, we go back a long way.
WCW.
Since the start.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I was there when Bill Goldberg first came into WCW and the streak began and the legend was born. I saw it all. Bill, my question is this right here. I remember when you first came into WCW, you was pretty. What is that pots and pans I'm hearing?
No, he's lifting. He's lifting in between segments. He's getting ready. November 20th.
Hey, back in the day when you first came into WCW, you was thrust into a position. You was put right in there and pretty much put right on top. A lot of guys totally they didn't like it. They totally felt like you were a guy that shouldn't be in the position that you were in. Me personally, I say, hey, if I come along and somebody sees something in me and they want to put me in a certain position and want to pay me a whole lot of money to do it, I'm going to do that.
Kind of moron wouldn't think that.
Exactly. Yeah. That's just, it's a lot of haters out there. As Omari says, it's a lot of haters.
Couple haters.
It's a couple of haters.
Yeah.
It's a couple of haters. It's always been like that. But, like I say, my thing is if someone give you something, you take it. That was your first time around. Your second time around pretty much was when you came to the WWE. And it seemed like, I was there. I was in the locker room with you. It didn't seem like you were comfortable being in that setting. You wasn't comfortable seeing some of the things that were going on, and you went away. And now this is your third time around, coming back and feeling and seeing how that Monday Night Raw crowd, felt about seeing Goldberg. Do you perhaps feel different now this third time around opposed to that first time?
Well, yeah, I feel I'm a little older and I'm a little more experienced and I'm a little more mature, but that doesn't mean things have changed in 12 years there. So I look at it in a different way. I'm a father and a husband now, man. I can't, be that reckless Goldberg that walks around headbutting everything. No, I still do that, but I have to think about things twice before I do it. Before I pull somebody over on the side of the road for cutting me off and flipping me the finger, I have to think twice about it now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a completely different person. I make decisions based upon reality and its consequences, based not upon emotional feeling in the moment. So, Yeah, like I said, I look at it as a huge opportunity. Period. Nothing more, nothing less. I have no ill feelings for anybody about anything. I've said it a million times. I'll sweep it under the table. But if you bring it up, I'm not going to, you know me, I'm going to deal with it. I am who I am. So, I have a clean slate, brother. I have a great relationship with him now. When I went there the other night, people showed nothing but respect. I'm there for a very short period of time. If they want me to impart knowledge and some big brotherhood and some direction, then I'll be glad to. If they want me to come in, do my job, and leave, I'm as professional as they can be. So it's all up to them, man. I come and I'm social, and at the end of the day, the cameraman's just as important as the guy in the main event, because if he doesn't get the shot, then the guy in the main event doesn't make the move, and the guy that that takes the move doesn't put him over. So it's a team effort, man, and everybody's got to be involved. And I'm like I said, I don't want to be. I can be this realistic softy killer at the same time now, because I'm 49, and realistically, you can't be that guy when you're 30, when you're 25, in the business, because it's vulnerability. But now I'm Terminator 2 with a heart. It is what it is. It's a kryptonite, but it's also a badge of honor that I wear with pride. So there you have it.
Okay, perfect scenario. You go out there and beat Brock Lesnar. Get the big victory. You walk away in the sunset, and it's all over. Just a one-off. It's just a one-off deal. You sure about that? This is just a one-time deal for Bill Goldberg.
I'm treating it as such, man. That's what they offered, and if they wanted more, then they would have offered more. So I took the offer when we came to a mutual decision, which was, I believe, mutually positive for everybody involved. And I treat it as such. I have a one match contract, and I'm taking this match like it's the last match of my career. And that the minute after that match is over, I won't bask in it. I'll think about what's next. If there's anything else in the wrestling world, then I'll consider that. If not, then hey, man, it's not like I've been searching for something to do the last 12 years by any means. So I'm just one of the luckiest guys, and as I can leave with a kind of a rude quote from my father, man, I'm just farting through silk, dude. I'm just happier than I can be.
Hey, man, not a better moment to pretty much leave it with that. Hey, man, you're going into, like I say, the biggest match of your life with Brock Lesnar, I think. And I
November 20th.
November 20th. And I say it's the biggest match of your life because, life is literally a war, a battle within itself every day, just, waking up, you know what I mean? Now, like I said, you're going to be able to go out there and perform in front of your wife and your son, that right there is perhaps, for me, seeing my kids, my little boy and my little girl, that's the biggest thing. My little girl wrote me a note right before I came to the studio, just thanking me for being such a good dad, for, taking her to the beach on her birthday.
So you get it.
For getting her, a lot of toys for Christmas, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. So that right there, that's the championship fight that I'm fighting right now, and I see you pretty much fighting for the same things, man. I appreciate you giving me some time here on Heated Conversations. Talking to me about this big match, you and Brock Lesnar, November 20th. I'll be there. It's going to be good.
Appreciate it, man. I appreciate it very much, dude. It's always a pleasure. I love you. You're always imparting your knowledge upon me and help me as much as you could. Hopefully I can do you and everybody else who had a part in Goldberg's legacy proud. We'll see what happens.
Booyah, baby.
November 20th.
That's Bill Goldberg. Hey, man, I appreciate you, bro. I love you.
Man, I got to tell you, BT, I never thought I'd care this much about a wallet, but Ridge Wallet has completely changed the game for me. Before this, I was carrying around that old school leather wallet. It was falling apart. It was bulky and jammed from receipts from like 1996, even though I was only 4 years old. It looked like I had a cheeseburger in my back pocket, but with Ridge, it's sleek, it's strong. It holds up to 12 cards plus cash and is made from premium materials. I'm talking aluminum, or as my folks across the pond say, aluminium, carbon fiber, titanium. This thing is like the superhero of wallets. And y'all know I love my gear. I gotta be sharp, I gotta be clean. Ain't nobody dope as me, I'm I'm just so fresh. So yeah, I'm so fresh and so clean, and I also need to be functional. So this is what is huge for me. This wallet has RFID blocking tech, so nobody's stealing your info while you're walking down the street. That's peace of mind. And check this out. Mine is made of carbon fiber, but they have 50 colors and styles to choose from. It's the last wallet you'll ever need. And with Ridge's lifetime warranty, it's not just hype, it's real.
Right now, Ridge is running their huge Memorial Day sale. You can get up to 40% off at ridge.com/Booker. That's ridge.com/Booker. Don't miss their biggest sale of the year. And when they ask how you heard about them, make sure you tell them you heard them right here on the Hall of Fame podcast with Brad Gilmore and Booker T. Hey, and don't forget, support the show and level up, baby.
And guys, I told you I had a very, very special guest list here today. And first up, guys, he's going in, guys. First inductee announced for the 2018 WWE Hall of Fame, Bill Goldberg. Bill, what's going on, dog?
Man, I'm just living the life, quite obviously, man. Honored and privileged to be inducted such as yourself, man, in the past. And it's an honor, dude. I never thought it would happen.
Hey, man, give it to me straight, man. Give it to me straight. Did you ever think that you were going to be getting this, coming from WCW first and foremost, but did you ever think you was going to be getting this phone call going into the Hall of Fame?
Hell no. I mean, let's be perfectly honest, man. I mean, you asked it. You could have answered it.
I know it.
You lived right next to me for a long period of time, So I mean, yeah, I think it's a shock to a lot of people. But I think that by Brock making them bring me back, and by them giving me the opportunity, I maybe showed a little bit of something worthy of an accolade of some sort. And I don't know, man.
No, man. Let me tell you, man. You definitely worthy of the honor. Let's get that out there. First and foremost, your contributions to the business definitely is heard all over the world, man. Everybody know Bill Goldberg and what he did and what he brought to the game. And I always say, man, the way you got in the game, it might have been different than a lot of guys got in the game. But I'm going to tell you right now, when somebody is blessed with a lottery ticket, they take that money and run with it. You know what I'm saying? And,
yeah, dude. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, well, I could answer that in a very long dissertation, but yes, if somebody's given the opportunity, then you're an imbecile if you don't take it. You're not a good businessman if you don't take it, and you don't. It's the American way, man. You got to take advantage of opportunities.
Hey, man,
I wanted to make the most of it.
I was there. I saw it, and I definitely respected it. You and I, like you say, we've been pretty much connected at the hip, for quite some time. You know what I mean? In WCW, you was my guy. I pushed for you, you know what I mean? You was the guy that was, at the top of the show. I was one of those guys that was pushing for Bill Goldberg. When you came into WWE, I was pushing for you. Even though, Goldberg and the business may have not been as level as, people from the outside looking in may have thought, man, you have done a whole lot. And then coming back, making the return in 2016, Survivor Series, taking on Brock Lesnar, then going on to beating Kevin Owens, for the Universal Championship, actually being able to perform, in front of your son, which I know that meant a whole lot to you, man. Man, tell me, how does, this whole thing sum up? How did that year feel, culminating into now, going into the Hall of Fame?
Well, firstly, let's touch on you and I's relationship in a very short story. Over in England, you had the belt. We finished the night. We stayed, 3 hours after the match, to sign autographs for everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it's all about, man. Yeah. And you were right there with me. We were in tandem. It was, there was no thought process going. It was, hey, man, how can we show these people how much we appreciate what they just did for us?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's where we go back. that it doesn't need to be explained any more than that. I mean, the feeling that I remember that night and what we did, and just it was a group effort, man. It was awesome.
It's real. It was real. And
it was real.
That's what's been so cool about you and I's relationship, Bill. It's been real. It's been nothing fake about it. We've been totally honest with each other since day one. And man, like I say, man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate your friendship.
Oh man, you kidding me? You took me under your wing. I mean, I equally and maybe more so appreciate yours, because you were one of the guys who helped mold Goldberg, for God's sakes. If it wasn't for Booker T, and everybody else there at WCW, whether it be Sarge or Sting or whoever it may be, man. I mean, I was thinking about this last night. I'm greatly appreciative of the honor, but I don't think there's any other character that needed his surroundings, i.e. opponent, booking agent, somebody with a creative mind, to make it happen more so than any other character. Because you could have just put, if everything was in place, it was like bing, bang, boom. Okay, bell rings and what just happened? Yeah. But that takes a lot of people to make that happen. And it's not nearly as easy as people think, whether it's physically or mentally in the business. I'm talking about, guys, Hugh Morris, what he did for me my first night. I mean, let's be honest, man. I mean, that was huge. Who's this kid, kicking out of the laughing matter? I mean, who is this dude?
Yeah.
And I didn't have nothing under my belt, man. And I just, I was so appreciative of all you guys, because I could not have done it without every single one of you, without high voltage down at the power plant all the time, or Ron Reese being the guinea pig for that jackhammer, that if I could do it on him, I could do it to anybody.
Especially as big as he was, man.
Exactly.
You're talking about the Yeti. You're talking about a big guy there. Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, no question. So, I mean, to answer your question, man, I'm honored and privileged, and always feel as though I'm undeserved of the honor. But I mean, I did, I always like to say that no matter what I did, whether it was whether it was correctly guided or misguided, I always gave 110%.
Yeah.
And that's what I pride myself in. And I may not have gotten the best direction at times, and I may have clammed up and tried to protect myself and my character because of the outside surroundings at times, but I always had everybody's best interest at heart. I always had the business at heart. Yeah. I felt as though if I did well as a character, then we'd all do well. I mean, it's a team effort, man. I surely could not have done it without every single person that helped me along the way.
Hey, man, you made the best out of the situation, man. I no doubt about that. But I tell you, my son is 7 years old, and he's asking me right now, Dad, you coming back? Are you gonna have one more match?
I'm sorry, man.
No, man, I'm serious, man. I've been training my butt off, man. I've been in the gym training like I've never trained before.
That's good.
You never know. You never know when it's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? But you got to be prepared for it. But I tell him, "No, son, I don't know if I got another run in me, man." But what was it like, man? What was that feeling like actually performing in front of your son, man? What kind of adrenaline rush was that?
Well, I mean, it was surreal. Far removed from my, 295-pound, traps popping out of my ears and deltoids as big as a 20-pound bowling ball. I mean, it's my adrenaline was there, everything was there. The honor couldn't have been bigger. The responsibility was huge. The pressure was huge. But I would have liked to have been Godzilla doing it like I used to be, and I would have liked to have been given an opportunity maybe to press a couple dudes and do some of the moves that I used to do back in the day. But again, let's just fall back on what you just said. If you're given an opportunity, you got to take it. And, I was limited with my repertoire because of everything, because of storyline or whatever it may be. I would have loved to have given more, dude, because, you know, the Goldberg and the 2-move crap, I am so sick of hearing that. You know, tell them about when I used to throw Perry Saturn around and all the stuff that I used to do to all the guys.
Hey,
before people just came out and said, you know what, Goldberg, just spear and jackhammer dudes. That's all they want to see.
Hey,
and I'm like,
that's
but
true.
man, I can do so much stuff,
That's
man. You know?
true, man. You're at the stage right now, man. The people, you know, they don't pay to see you come and do all of your moves, man. They pay to see you. It was actually Goldberg making his return. A lot of people, you know, it was like a folk tale, you know, Goldberg.
Yeah.
No, people was like, man, Goldberg, it was like a myth in the night. You know, man, people was like, it's like Elvis coming back, man, seriously. For this generation to actually experience Goldberg was awesome. My man, Brad Gilmore, he got a question for you.
Yeah, you know, I wanted to say, you know, you talk about, you know, you wanted to give more to the fans, but after WrestleMania, a lot of the talk online was Goldberg and Brock just had the match of the night. Y'all went out there and killed each other for 6.5 minutes. And I watched your special on the network, the 24 special, and WrestleMania day, you seem pretty relaxed, you know, comparatively speaking to all the pressure you put on yourself during that run. What did it feel like WrestleMania Sunday? And then after the match, you walked through the curtain. What was the reaction backstage and your personal reaction?
Oh, you know, well, being older, how did I feel afterwards? I think, you know, I think my groin turned black. The back of my right quad turned black, or the back of my quad. The back of my right leg turned black, I think, 2 weeks after Mania. It didn't happen until that. I mean, my body was in shock, I think. But I'll be honest with you, man. I'll be honest. I was ready to go that night, and I could have gone. I mean, you know, whatever, Goldberg.
another 3 minutes.
No, yeah, that's pretty funny. No, I mean, I was waiting for Brock to hit me with like 10 more suplexes. I was amped. I was ready to go. If there was ever a match or a time that I realized, you know, a good formula, it was that night because I was relaxed. You know, I don't have to go out and act like Goldberg. I am a Goldberg.
Yeah.
You know, CT Fletcher and I had a really long conversation when I, at one point in that run, kind of doubted what I was doing.
World-class powerlifter, right?
Yeah. He's
letting everybody know. A lot of people out there, they don't know that powerlifting, but
he is a mentor of mine for sure. Spiritually, for damn sure. But he just put it to me, man. He goes, "You're Goldberg, man." And I thought about it, and I'm like, "You're right, dude." And I don't have to go out there and amp it up. I just got to be me. And that night, I went out and I was me, and it was a completely different situation than any other time I ever got in the ring. Yeah. I had never been relaxed ever. I mean, I don't remember if you were in Gorilla at that moment, but they were calling 911 because they didn't know what the hell was going on with me because I wasn't banging my head against the wall. You know?
Yeah, man.
Hunter was seriously worried. He goes, "Are you all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'm great." I just can't believe how good I feel, you know. And it might have been the iced coffee I drank, but I tell you what, I had a great time, man. And it wasn't. Hey, I just needed some prep time. I mean, to get ready. I you know, I'm going to write another book, you know, detailing all this stuff. But I mean, I hit my left knee with a chainsaw in late August.
Wow.
Okay, before my comeback. And then as that was healing, I blew my meniscus out on my other leg, right?
Yeah.
And so I get a phone call 6 weeks later, and what am I going to say? No?
Nah, man. Opportunity knocks.
Yeah. So I mean, hey, if all things considered, it was an unbelievable opportunity. I wish I could have done this. I wish I could have done that. But, you know, taking everything into note, man, I mean, I'm one of the luckiest dudes in the world to come back and get that opportunity to rectify a lot of the things that had happened before. Yeah. I couldn't do it by myself. I mean, Vince was a completely different person, or at least to me.
Yeah.
Our relationship was completely different.
Maybe he was a different person as well as you was a different person as well.
Oh, well, there's no question. I've admitted that like 40 times.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, man, I'm a completely different person in that I'm number like 40 on the list now, behind the goats and the dogs and the cat.
I say that all the time. If people judge me by the way I was, many, many years ago, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. People getting a second chance in this life is very, very important. I got to take a quick break, but I got one huge question for you before I let you go, man. It's probably the most important question of them all. Got Bill Goldberg on the line with me right now talking about the Hall of Fame, man. First inductee announced for the 2018 WWE Hall of Fame going down in New Orleans, Louisiana, the night before WrestleMania is going to be totally off the hook, baby, because I'm going to be there, man. I cannot wait. But, Bill, this moment right here, going into the Hall of Fame, for me, just like yourself, it wasn't something I ever thought about going into the Hall of Fame. It's not something I went out and worked on a nightly basis, wondering if, I'm going to make it into the Hall of Fame. My thing was to go out there like yourself, was give the fans the ultimate thrill ride, that memory that they were going to, remember for many, many years, long-lasting, times, with their families out having a great time watching Booker T. And for me, that ride, that journey, it started in 1990 and it's still going. But for me to actually get a chance to go up on stage, Madison Square Garden, sold out, 20,000, to thank the fans, to give that praise to the fans, my wife, for, joining me with that ride, the lovely Charmel, giving me that strength and that inspiration to, do what I do, which is more importantly, take care of the family. What is that moment going to mean to you, actually going up there on stage and, saying what you're going to say, and, for the fans? What do you think that moment is going to be like?
Hell, I don't know, man. It's just a longer promo for me. I'm gonna
tell you right now. When you get up there, for me, when I was getting ready to do my thing, Mick Foley, he went out before me. Mick Foley, he went out and he did a full presentation. I think he was out there for about an hour.
He took an elbow drop.
He took an elbow drop. Chris Jericho did all kind of stuff with him. But for me, the moment became real because I thought about my mother, not being there. I thought about my wife, like I said, being on the journey. My two kids actually was there. They were they were too little to remember
like
it.
2 years old.
Yeah, but they was there. And for me, a kid coming from, where I came from, that moment became so real because I knew that I wasn't going to ever be able to do that ever again. So that's why I asked you, what do you think, that moment is going to be like? How you gonna feel about it now? Because trust me.
Well, hey, man, it's the only negative to it is that it's kind of like it makes you feel mortal. That's all. Like there's an end to something. I don't ever like there to be an end to anything. And as long as I got 2 feet and I can walk and kick and punch with my hands, and hey, man, there's always a possibility for me, headbutting somebody to sleep. So, I mean, it's going to be unbelievably. Hey, the cool thing is next week I'm going to Tulsa, my hometown, and I'm taking my family and I'm being inducted into the Tulsa Public School Hall of Fame.
That's big,
and
man.
So it'll be, it ain't that big, but it'll be a precursor, for me getting up in front of people and looking at my family, and let's see if I can hold it together because, I'm so appreciative of so many people that got me there, whether it's next week in front of, my hometown, or whether it's at WrestleMania, Hall of Fame in front of, all my peers. The fact is that it ain't me. We're not celebrating me. We're celebrating a journey that I took, and I couldn't have done it without guys like you. So it's a celebration of everybody, man, because the journey that I had was surely not and could never have been done on my own. I needed so many people's help with every step of it. I feel so appreciative of everybody, man. Whether it was the referee, man, I'm telling you, Jody. I got so many people to thank because I grew up wanting to be in the NFL Hall of Fame. Okay, I grew up watching Texas Championship Wrestling with my mom, my grandmother, watching Brody, watching Ernie Ladd, watching the Von Erichs. That was an enjoyment thing for me. It was a release. It wasn't something that I ever aspired to do. So for me to be able to reach a pinnacle such as the Hall of Fame, I had to have had a hell of a lot of help from a hell of a lot of people teaching me the business, tutoring me and holding my hand along the way to a point where I could do it on my own, because it was nothing that I ever aspired to do. So therefore I had no knowledge of how to be good at it.
I tell you, you carve your own path, man. You did it your way. And that right there, for me, like I say, nothing but respect. Brad got one more.
Yeah, I got one more.
for
You talk about all the people. Talk about all the people who helped you in your career. When you get on stage that night, New Orleans, Louisiana, the night before WrestleMania, have you thought about who you'd like to induct you into the Hall of Fame?
Oh yeah, that's already been solidified.
All right, well, we ain't gonna. We want it to be a surprise. We make sure we let WWE break that news. But I tell you, man, you got that speech you're gonna be doing, this little match you're gonna have here with your kids. And I tell you, every time I've had to speak before, I don't care how big the crowd is. I mean, it could be school kids. I don't care. It could be political stuff. My hands start sweating and start itching every time.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
You know what I mean?
But that means, hey, dude, you'd like to be on top of your game. You're an athlete. You're like me. That's why we've always got along so well. You know what it takes to be at your best, and you prep. And hey, man, hands sweating. If I ain't nervous, if my hands ain't sweating, if I don't have blood coming down out of my eyes or my nose or my forehead or something, then I'm in the wrong place.
Exactly.
And I'm in the wrong state of mind. So, it's going to be good to go back home.
Hey, man, enjoy it, man. I'll be there. I'm rooting for you. I'll be clapping for you, man. I'm your biggest fan, man. And you and I think we're going to continue to stay relevant for a long, long time. You talk about, mortality. We're going to stay relevant on this earth for a long, long time. Bill Goldberg, congratulations on being inducted into the 2018 WWE Hall of Fame.
Congrats, Bill.
I love you, my brother. I appreciate
Love
it very
you too,
much,
bro.
man. It's an honor and a privilege. You be well, and I'll speak to you soon.
Holla, man.
To all the fans, man, thank you.
All right. Appreciate it, man.
Be good, my friend.
That's Bill Goldberg, guys. Giving it to you straight. He's going to be going into the Hall of Fame, guys. It's going to be going down April 7th, the night before WrestleMania. Guys, it's going to be off the hook. What do you think, man?
I'm excited for Bill Goldberg. I think this is a great guy to headline the Hall of Fame class. You talk about, 2 years ago in Dallas, you had Sting. Last year, you had Diamond Dallas Page. 2-3 years before that, yourself went in. I mean, that's we've talked about Mount Rushmores of WCW before, but we talk about Booker T, Sting, DDP, and Goldberg. That's a pretty good Mount Rushmore at WCW.
It really is.
And for all y'all to go into the Hall of Fame, and what's crazy though is, Book, and it's wild to think if you would have listed those four names and you would have said, who's the first guy to go in the Hall? I don't think a lot of people would have said Booker T is going to be the first guy out of those four to go in the Hall. But you went not only first, like several years ahead of everybody, but it's just crazy because you had such a great career in WWE. But
it's
for all
crazy.
those guys from WCW to now be in the Hall, Goldberg going in, I mean, for the top guys ever, that's an awesome thing.
To be a part of so many cool moments, man, it's awesome. To be in line with some of the great names of our sport and our business is, totally something I never imagined or dreamt in a million years. Actually, it's not something I thought about, but what the one thing I did think about was going out there and performing at the highest level and that just let you know, guys, that if you go out there and do that, you ain't got to worry about your positioning. You ain't got to worry about where you're going to be aligned. You're going to be right there at the top. Guys, stick around. Back in a minute. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, y'all. I told you we had a very, very special guest stepping inside the hall with us tonight, and we might as well do it now. Hey, guys, welcome to the Hall of Fame, and he's been there already, Bill Goldberg. What's going on, man?
I got to tell you, man, I was so excited about being on your show, dude, and I don't know if well, I told you earlier, but I was interested, in the near future, I'm coming out to the Texas area to look for a home, right?
Yep.
Well, one thing's for sure, and damn sure, I ain't looking in Houston because the commercial you said, they said your foundation is going to be compromised. Either it is or it's going to be around it here in Houston for sure. So do I really want to? Wow!
Bro.
Thank you for eliminating that area of Texas for me. I know it's a huge state, man.
It's just
damn.
It's just in certain areas, man. It's just in certain areas. You good? You good? Texas is all good. Trust me, bro. You're in good hands. Moving to Texas, and trust me, everybody gonna. Well, it's one thing about Texas. You ain't got to worry about. The friendliness and people being real nice to you, in certain areas.
Well, hell no, man. I grew up in Oklahoma, man. That's like going home.
Hey, man, how you doing, man? How you doing after coming out SummerSlam?
Mentally, physically, or spiritually?
All the above.
All the above.
Well, all of them are completely different answers that take a very long time. But mentally, I'm doing great, man. Physically, I'm doing pretty damn good, but I'm exhausted, man. I had a week from hell, man. I ain't gonna complain because I had a lot of cool things that I got to do, but travel wise, man, I covered some ground, man, and I can't run like I used to, but damn.
I tell you, man, that's the thing, my mind tell me, I can still go, but I had a match, we talk about it, I had a match about 5 months ago with one of my students, and midway through, I wouldn't even say midway through the match. In the beginning, I was bouncing around like Muhammad Ali, and my heart started just beating, and
Be honest, Book, you blew up on the way to the ring. Be honest.
No, he's talking about himself.
Partway through the match, I started talking to God. And by the end of it, I was like, thank God. But nah, man, SummerSlam, you got that was an easy night. But Saudi Arabia, we was talking about the Saudi Arabia thing and being in, I don't know what the heat was over there, 110 degrees or something like that. I know it was a situation that I never would have have been in. You know what I mean? I don't know what that's like. My mind there again telling me, hey, I can go out here and do this. But then when I get out there, my body totally tell me something totally different. How did your body feel, being in that kind of extreme heat? Was it automatic? You said, oh man, wow, this is different.
Man, I ain't going to make excuses, that's for sure. I'm just going to answer questions and give facts. Facts are that the reason why I did that match and took that opportunity was it was an opportunity of a lifetime, whether I was 22, 52, or 102. Not that it was in Saudi Arabia, that it was against the Undertaker.
Oh, yeah, dig it.
Guys, this is Brad Gilmore from the Hall of Fame podcast. We got to talk about jeans for a second because I'm genuinely excited about our new sponsor. You know how hard it is to find the perfect pair of jeans? I know I do. Sometimes they're too baggy, sometimes they're too tight, sometimes they fade in the wash. They're just not right. But I finally found it. I found the jeans you need to get because I talked to our friends over there at The Perfect Jean. And I'm not kidding when they say that they've changed the way that I wear jeans forever because these just aren't jeans. They're a revelation. I've been rocking them on set, on television, at events, even just lounging around. And I've never felt so comfortable in denim. And here's the deal. The Perfect Jean saved over 700,000 pairs of nuts. Yeah, you heard that right. From bad jeans. We've saved the nuts from the bad jeans. And the ones, those stiff, scratchy, cardboard-like jeans we've all suffered through, well, those days, they're over. Yeah, they're over. As the Macho Man would say, those days are over. Ooh, yeah. Because these jeans fit like they were custom made just for me. They're stretchy enough for me to bust out my best spinaroonie, BT style. Soft as a cloud and durable enough to keep up with my busy life. Plus, they look good. They look incredible. I dress them up. I can dress them down. I can throw a suit jacket on, a little blazer, tie action with some Jordans. They look great. I've gotten so many compliments on them, too. And trust me, everybody has noticed, even the ladies. They've got a crazy range of sizes from 26 to 50 waist, from 26 to 38 length, 6 different fits. So whether you're a short king, you're a little bit thicker, I'm talking about thick with 2 C's or somewhere in between, they've got you covered. Oh, and it doesn't stop there. The Perfect Jean has also developed the Perfect Tee. It's soft as butter, stretches in all the right places, and doesn't shrink in the wash. It's basically everything you wish your favorite t-shirt could be. Again, the Macho Man would say, ooh, yeah. So, honestly, as somebody who's always struggled to find the right jeans that fit right, either they're too tight in the thighs or they're too loose in the waist, the Perfect Jean, they finally nailed it. I can move around, sit, stand, and even dance without feeling too restricted. They're so comfortable, I forget I'm even wearing jeans sometimes. And let's be real, comfort and style in one package, it's a major win. So here's the best part. You can try the Perfect Jean for yourself and get 15% off your first order, plus free shipping, free returns, and free exchanges. All you have to do is go to theperfectjean.nyc. That's theperfectjean.nyc and use promo code Booker15 at checkout. That's 15% off theperfectjean.nyc with promo code Booker15, BOOKER15. Don't forget to tell them the Hall of Fame sent you. It helps support the show.
So what are you waiting for? F your khakis. Yeah, get into the Perfect Jean today. Dig it. Let me tell you something right now. I've worn a lot of headsets in my time, but nothing like this new Stealth 700 Gen 3 from Turtle Beach. The sound, man, it's insane. It's like stepping back into the golden age of gaming, man. Only now, the audio is crystal clear. The bass drop hits so much harder, man, and you can wear them for hours without missing a beat, man.
I'm telling you, Book, it's game-changing. I used to have to take breaks from my headset because it'd get all uncomfortable. But these Turtle Beaches, the Turtle Beach, man, the comfort is elite. And the 80-hour battery life means I'm not charging between each and every session. And get this, you can even take phone calls while you're still in the game. That's right, a dual wireless connection with just one click. Console, PC, and your phone, Turtle Beach is on another level.
And man, we ain't playing with this one. I've been running matches with the guys down at the gym, and man, I'm hearing every footstep, every call out. It's making a huge difference. More wins, more moments, and no more. Your book, you're cutting out. That's done, man. We're leveled up with Turtle Beach.
And for a limited time only, you can too. Head over to turtlebeach.com and use code Booker to get 10% off your entire order. That's turtlebeach.com, promo code BOOKER. One more time, turtlebeach.com, promo code Booker for 10% off.
And hey, and when they ask you where you heard about it, you tell them Booker T. And the boat Brad Gilmore sent you. Turtle Beach, baby, the ultimate cheat code. Now can you dig that sucker? Hey y'all, Booker T here alongside with my main man Brad Gilmore, and today we're talking about something that could really change the game when it comes to how you get paid.
That's right, Booker, because let's face it, life doesn't just happen every 2 weeks. So why wait for a payday? With Earn In, the money you've earned already can be in your hands today.
Earn In is this incredible app that lets you access your pay as you earn it. We're talking about up to $100 per day and up to $750 each pay period.
All you got to do is download the Earn In app, verify your paycheck, and boom, you can access up to $100 a day as you work. And the cool part, you just leave an optional tip, and any money you access plus the tip gets repaid when your next paycheck rolls in.
You know, Brad, I'm always talking about staying ready so you don't have to get ready, right? Imagine having that extra cash for that surprise date night, or maybe when you have to take the furry little friend to the vet unexpectedly. You know.
Absolutely, Booker. Or even those times when you need to grab a last-minute gift, or maybe you're a little short on rent, or hey, even you might want to pick up some new gear for yourself or your kids or your lady.
Folks, make Earn In part of your financial playbook. Join over 3.5 million customers who are finding financial stability and peace of mind thanks to Earn In.
So don't wait around for a payday. Get your money when you need it and take control of your finances. Download Earn In today and experience what it's like to access pay on your terms.
Get started with Earn In now and join the millions who are getting their pay their way. It's time to earn in, not just earn. Check it out, man. Hey, what's up, Nashville? It's your man, Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Famer. Wake up, man, and get in the ring with the Hall of Fame.
Every Saturday morning, book at 8 a.m. We're coming to you live on 102.5 The Game, Nashville's home for sports talk. We've got the knockout conversations, the legends, and all the sports insight that you crave.
So check out Booker T and Brad Gilmore every Saturday morning on 102.5 The Game. Now, can you dig it?
I want to ask you a real question. Do your balls stink? Come on, man. We've all been there. Sometimes we just need a little extra help. That's why I'm excited to talk about Mando, the all-over deodorant you can trust to keep you fresh where it counts. So let me tell you my experience. I've used Mando whole body deodorant everywhere. Those usual spots like my pits to those, less conventional spots like thigh folds and even the belly button. Yeah, I'd say for that too. And what surprised me most about Mando is how long it lasts. You're talking about blocking odor for 72 hours. I'm telling you, it's a game changer. So now if you're like me, you've probably tried a ton of deodorants. But Mando is different. It's created by a doctor who's seen firsthand how normal BO is often misunderstood and misdiagnosed. So Mando's got options for you too, man. From the solid stick, powdered with a mandelic acid, to the aluminum-free spray deodorant for those hard-to-reach places. I'm also loving their scent selection too. You can go with something like fresh clover, woods, or that bold bourbon leather. Man, and guess what? For those of you who are ready to try Mando, you get a starter pack. You can get a solid stick deodorant, a cream tube deodorant, plus 2 free products like their mini body wash or deodorant wipes, and free shipping. New customers get $5 off when you use our exclusive code BOOKER, BOOKER, at shopmando.com. That's over 40% off, guys. That's shopmando.com. Promo code BOOKER. Go ahead and smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando. Again, that's code BOOKER at shopmando.com. Let them know that the boat Brad Gilmore and the Hall of Fame sent you.
Yeah.
And he was a guy that I just never crossed paths with. And, the heat, I knew going in it was going to be hot, but, in two-a-days in Georgia, playing for the Falcons or playing for the Bulldogs or playing wherever in the Rams, out in L.A., man, it's hotter than hell, and it's going to be hot.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things you accept. But I had like the perfect storm of crappiness, for me, because people don't know all the things that go into everything, right?
Yeah.
At 52, going against Taker,
Yeah.
being Goldberg, in the short period of time that I had, I can either do one of two things. I can get in good shape, or I can try to get as big as humanly possible so that I don't look like an old Goldberg next to Undertaker.
Yeah.
So it's a compromise. It's always a compromise. This last time, though I didn't need the cardio, man, I didn't concentrate on getting big at all in the 4 weeks that I had. I just tried to get in shape.
Yeah.
I didn't try to add a pound. I tried to lose weight this time. So I mean, it's just all, every situation is different. It's like prepping for a different team. I liken everything to football because I'm a meathead. Was born in a football helmet. But the ring post thing. Hey man, that's a spot that a couple of the bookers came up to me afterwards and said, well, we called it. we knew you were going to do that, because 50% of the time that I've done that spot, I've not had good results.
Why is that? I think the first time in WCW, the first time you did that, that's what happened.
Because here's the deal, man. I don't profess to be an entertainer on the level of a Ric Flair that can go out and make people laugh. And I mean, I can, but it's not my way of doing things. My way of making people's jaws drop is blurring the line between reality and fiction.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
So everything I do has to be. I can't. Okay, the kick that I took from Dolph, you know, the first kick that I took.
Yeah.
Yeah, that felt really good because I had to react to it because it planted on me. You know, it was perfect. That's the way that I work, man. It's just I'm a reactionary guy, and if I'm gonna be a defensive lineman that was an All-American, if I'm going to be a guy that played, you know, a couple years in the NFL, if I'm going to be a guy that is known, you know, to be a thrasher, I'm not going to run into a turnbuckle and miss it and, you know, act like it killed me. I can't do that. And so I have to make it look as close to it killing me as possible. Yeah. And sometimes, unfortunately, you know, the circumstances are such that I go a little overboard. And at an accelerated age, your body can't take that overboard like it used to. I can't bounce back from it like I used to, you know. And then the perfect storm of the heat and the perfect storm of, you know, Taker maybe not having the timing and not going at the same time at one point or something, you know, hey, at the end of the day, there ain't never been a dude in the freaking ring that I couldn't pick up, period. And you know that.
No, I trust me, I do it, man. Trust me, I do it.
There ain't a dude on the planet that steps in the ring with me that I haven't been able to pick up and dump.
No.
And not on his head.
No, I tell you.
So, you know, it was an unfortunate deal that, you know, I shouldn't have gone as hard as I went. And then, hey, you know, a couple people, hey, well, what about the referee? He should have called it. Well, guess what? The referee asked me 15 times how I felt, and you know what I told him?
What's that?
15 different answers. I did. I know I told him something different every time because it's different. Because I felt different every time he asked me, and I felt like, okay, remember when me and Show did main event in my hometown, first time, handed me the key to the city, rang the bell, he threw me in the turnbuckle, my head hit the post, and I hit an artery, and half of the people in the first three rows with my blood. And I was going out. And I grabbed him, and I was going to try to jackhammer him, like, right there, you know, instantly to end the match. And, man, I couldn't even stand up.
Yeah.
And they, you know, talked me off my mountain, and something else, you know, we ended it a different way, and it was what it was. But, you know, man, it's just, you know, hey, man, remember when I put my hand through the limousine window?
Yeah,
yeah. I'm not the smartest guy in the world when it comes to trying to be a monster and turn green from 0 to 100 like a light switch.
That's not it, man.
And sometimes sometimes it's just tough, and I go overboard, and you know.
No,
it is what it is. That's what made it exciting, man. And so it's just I can't bounce back at 52 like I used to. That's all.
No, that's just being honest, man, about it. But that's the way you do it, man. I mean, you've always gone out there and went that extra. I remember when I worked with you, I had a knee brace on. You said, "Hey, kick me with that knee brace." And I'm like,
well, why not? You know? I mean, you got to do stuff to me that the normal person,
exactly.
You know, it would kill the normal person. That's just how. I mean, I was fortunate enough to be that guy, man. You know, and you know the deal. You know how remorseful I was to guys who've been in the business so long that they made me into a robot and I'd shrugged off everything. But that's just how they made me, man. And I tried to play it the way that I thought they wanted to play it.
No, you played it well. I mean, you became pretty much an overnight sensation when Bill Goldberg came on the scene. You was literally one of those guys that, I always say, man, put the rocket on him. You know what I mean? He's going to go straight to the moon. This guy here, I mean, he's money. And the company definitely drove your career to the point to where, I think they did it right. I mean, the streak was something that was unique. It was something that was that, if it had been done in WCW, it hadn't been done in a long time, and it hadn't been done to that magnitude in that way. So you definitely was put on the map overnight. Goldberg was a star. But I think we got to take a break here. But I think the world, more importantly, Bill, the world know Goldberg. They know all about the jackhammer. They know all about the spear and all of that, all the controversial moments and whatnot. But I think the world, I think that we need to take a peek behind the curtain and let the world see who William Scott Goldberg really is. Who is?
Thanks, man.
Who is William
pulling
Scott?
Up my third grade picture or something?
Heck yeah, man. We want to. I mean, because that's the human side. I mean, people know about me and me going, me getting locked up. They know about me, quitting school. They know about me making a comeback in life and, turning things around. And that's what, that's what people love about me. And people don't know, I think, enough about you. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and we're going to finish this thing. Hey, guys, stick around. More Hall of Fame. Yeah, welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, y'all. Y'all listen to that right there. You know who that is, right? That's the man, the legend, Jimi Hendrix. Timeless is what he is. Just like my guest on the line right now, Bill Goldberg. Hey, Bill, you still with me?
Is that a subliminal message playing Hendrix leading into me or something?
No, man. We just do stuff like that, man. But it sounded good, didn't it? I mean, you see how we made that work, right?
I feel you, Booker T. I feel you.
Timeless, man. We timeless, man. I'm serious. I mean, we never die. I mean, Hendrix, through his music, man, we will never die. We're immortalized forever. You know what I mean? But let me get back to it, man. Let me get back to it. This is what we do here, man. The world wants to know who is William Scott Goldberg.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
They just want to see me run people over. That's it. They don't care.
No, man.
We do enjoy that.
We do enjoy that. You know what I mean? But our listeners, they want to know, man. They want to know where you come from. You know what I mean? They want to know, how did you become, Bill Goldberg? How did you get to that point? Because it's so many young people out there, myself being one of them once upon a time. All I needed was a pat on the back. All I needed was to be told, hey, Junior, you could do it. Trust me, you could do it. Put your mind to it. And there's so many of them out there, and they come from all walks of life. But to have that is very important. So I'm just wondering, who is William Scott Goldberg, and how did he get to this point?
All your local listeners, hopefully they like their neighbors, because I grew up in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I got two older brothers who played major college football. They're 16 and 18 years older than me, so they were a huge influence. All I ever wanted to do was be like them. My dad was a doctor. My mom was a concert violinist. I grew up as a Jewish kid in Tulsa, Oklahoma. There weren't many of us. I think there were 3. I had a beard in 7th grade. I got recruited, just about everywhere. I wanted to go to UT, but I didn't like Coach Akers at the time. So I went to University of Georgia. All I ever wanted to do is play football. I got drafted. I got in trouble, at Georgia a little bit, and I dropped in stock in the NFL draft, and I got drafted in the 11th round, and that's back when they had 11 rounds. And, my football career didn't end up the way that I had wanted it to. And that's all I ever banked anything and everything in my life on was playing football. And I knew nothing. I knew, man, I was smart. I was a psychology major, and I had good sense about me, but I had no aspirations to do anything but play football. And number one, I was only good enough to play 3 or 4 years, coming off the bench. Number two, I got injured, had a career-ending injury where I tore my abdomen off of my pelvis in a game, and ended up, coming off the bench the rest of the season and kind of making it worse. And so I had to retire from football. And so there was a point in my life that for 2 years that, man, I didn't, I was taking, they didn't know exactly what happened to about my injury. And it was a guy named Donovan McNabb. Remember McNabb?
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Abdomen injury.
Yeah.
Remember his injury? I had the same thing, but it was before they really knew what it was. Only hockey players had it, and they called it athletic pubalgia. And they repaired it like a hernia, but there was nerve damage at the same time. And so they had me taking methadone and Oxycontin like a cocktail to kill the nerves.
Wow.
And this is when I wasn't playing football anymore, and I was working out at Main Event, and I went after Lex, Sting, and Bagwell at the same time because I thought they were making fun of me in the gym. And I was so sideways mentally because of these pills that were trying to, block this nerve and find this injury, and finally take care of it. That, man, it was a horrible time in my life, man. And it was way before I thought about wrestling, and I went to work for my brother, working behind the desk, looking up, engine discs on the DC-10 airplanes that he owned. It was the most miserable life coming from, me wanting to be a professional athlete I could ever imagine.
Definitely. Yeah.
So, there were a lot of things along the way that got me off my ass and made me, have the fire again, but, there's not a human on the planet that doesn't have issues, that doesn't have hurdles that they have to jump over, that doesn't have doors that they have to break through. You're black. I'm Jewish.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a disadvantage. Well, at least people think. So I mean, there's things that we deal with every day, and unfortunately, today's society that are obstacles, and it's just all how you go about them. And this Saudi Arabia thing with Taker, man, that was a tough one, dude. Mentally, it was a really tough one for me to get over, and I'm never going to get over it.
No, I mean,
because no matter how bad I hurt myself, I failed a number of people in a number of ways, and mostly and mainly myself.
Yeah. I mean, what the way I look at that, man, a match is a match. I mean, stuff happens in a match. You know what I mean? And that's just the way I look at that. People talk about, Booker T and Bagwell, on Monday Night Raw in the main event, and us getting booed out of the building, and people talk about that still to this day, but that did not define who I was. I tell you, man, you're giving me a lot of good stuff here tonight. You went through WCW, you went through WWE, actually WWF, left, came back, and now you're in your second run. How gratifying first and foremost, but even more importantly than that, did you ever think that you would still be doing that in 2019?
I made the statement one time when Ric Flair was 42 years old that there's no way I'm going to wrestle like that old man at 42 years old. I couldn't do it, And I don't know if he remembers it, and I don't know how much everybody knows about Rick and I's family relationship, but we go back a long way. And every time I say yes or pick up the phone and answer it, and it's WWE or there's something associated with wrestling at this accelerated, time in my life. Yes, I think of Rick and how ridiculous I am. But, it's a gratifying thing in a lot of ways. It's all in how you look at it. For me, it's just giving me an opportunity to try to relive part of what I did for my family because they weren't there.
Yeah.
I did this all not on my own, but I did it, by no means on my own, but I shared the gratification that I got from it. I had I didn't have a family, man. I was a different guy back then, and it meant something different to me. It was just a job, but I can be a cooler dad, providing my son with opportunities to go around and be in different cities and see his father go out and do some kind of cool things and have, kids, cheer me on, hopefully, and, just try to set a good example that even at 52, man, I can put my head through things and hopefully knock myself out.
Sounds like you're not done either, huh?
No, I'd be content never stepping foot back in the ring again. But I don't know, man. It's not something I aspire to do, but it is something that I aspire. I don't know. I have no idea. I really don't.
Hey, man.
I just don't.
That's what we do, man. Hey, man, I know I ain't going to keep you on. I know you got business to take care of, man. But that's it right there. That's William Scott Goldberg. That's the man right there. That's what people I think really going to really grab a hold to more than anything, man. And I love you, bro. I just want to thank you for.
I love you too, my brother.
I'm serious.
Treat people how we like to. Hey, we're old school, and we treat people how we want to be treated. That's it. It's a really simple equation, and everything stems from those simple words. Every single thing that you encounter every single day when you wake up to the minute you go to sleep. If you just treat people and things the way you want to be treated, it's all good.
Yeah, it is right there, man. Hey, man, there it is, man. I'm going to let you get out of here, man. We're going to take another break. But, Bill, I want to thank you, man, for stepping inside the Hall of Fame. Keep doing what you do. When they call you, I know you're going to answer. Hopefully, they might even book Booker T. Goldberg one more time to rematch. No, I don't want none of that. I ain't taking that damn spirit.
It's always an honor and a privilege to talk to you, and I'll leave you with one last thing. Any success that I've ever had has been predicated upon the person I'm dancing with. So I could never have done anything without the Bobby Heenans and the Booker T's, because I would be nobody without y'all. So
thanks,
I love you, man, and I'll talk to you soon, my friend.
All right, bro.
Thanks, Bill.
Hey, man, there it is right there, man. There it is. It's the Hall of Fame, guys. That's Bill Goldberg. That's real talk. More than anything, guys. We got to take a quick break. Stick around. More Hall of Fame. Back in a minute.
Oh, Brad, what have you done now?